It is over.
Man, oh man. Starting off the show in ways that I obviously hate starting off a show. Yes, Joseph Hudson, better known to myself as the Question Mark, to many as Jocephus in the NWA family, obviously has passed on today. And very, very sad news. I don't know his exact age. It's very hard to find some information like that about him. But man, obviously, first and foremost, our thoughts, condolences, and of course, our prayers go out to his family. I know he has a son. and to his friends as well, and everyone who knew him. Very, very sad news, specifically for me. Obviously not just for me, but for me. I was a huge fan of his Question Mark character. I didn't know him as long as a lot of people did, and I'm sure those of you who have watched the NWA, yeah. And I bought the mask. Of course, you could see my picture there, proudly donning the Question Mark mask that I had purchased, and I will one day wear that to a Halloween party or something once we get over COVID and are able to do that kind of stuff again. I loved what I saw, and this goes back, and we'll talk a little bit about this, and I want to, of course, talk to Jeff about it too. And we're going to start the show obviously remembering him a little bit and talking a little bit about NWA, because it's special kind of to a lot of you guys that are with us, and obviously to myself and Jeff, because it was really a fun show to watch. Very classic, wrestling kind of oriented Saturday morning wrestling, and Question Mark was a big part of that. Jocephus changed his character, and obviously that was the little play, like nobody was supposed to know who this guy was. He wore the mask, and of course, everybody kind of knew behind the scenes that it was Jocephus, but nobody came out and said it and stuff like that. And look, the stuff that he did with creating the Mongrovian karate and karate, creating that and creating the
hold on, because we got this.
Yes.
All right, there we go.
There we go. Creating the karate and that whole storyline with Monrovia, did a whole backstory with it. They had the flag, they had the little vignettes that he did with the videos and stuff, and kind of it was like a throwback country with all old things that you would have seen around here in the 80s and stuff like that. And him, and of course Jeff, Aaron Stevens, were together for a lot of it, and Aaron Stevens was his student, and he was the sensei, and just so many things we saw with this guy. Videos with Thunder Rosa. You remember the whole thing when they pretended that him and Thunder Rosa were in like a thing, like a relationship, and and now that video had since got taken down on YouTube. I have to thank Pipe Picasso, because he did get apparently Thunder Rosa did put it back up. It got taken down because they used Unchained Melody, and of course, remember when Question Mark sang Unchained Melody, and of course he never sang. It was all like and of course the I, and that was kind of how he spoke. And I had said way back when that I would have loved to have gotten him on our show, because even though he wouldn't speak when he was Question Mark, oh my God, just to ask a couple of questions and have him answer in that Mongrovian language would have been priceless. I love the character. I got drawn to it, I think, because of the fact that it was a classic character, and it kind of brought me back to, again, like NWA did, like the days of Saturday morning wrestling. I could have easily seen him in this character beyond those old wrestling shows. Azan says, I remember his match with David Arquette. Yes, as Jocephus. Yeah, the hair match. Mm-hmm. I was devastated, and Jeff knows this too. I actually got him to follow me on Twitter, which he's, I think, followed 43 people. And it was really cool that he did. I never thought he would. I kept kind of pining for it, and I'd have conversations with him on Twitter. You'd have to watch how he would spell karate, because he'd correct you if you didn't spell it right. And I remember I would respond to a lot of people with, when they would bring him up, I'd respond to it with the karate, with the 5 A's in the middle, the right way that he wanted to. And then he would always kind of give me thumbs up and stuff like that. And then he ended up following me, and I'm like, this is really awesome. I remember the night that he did. He was one of the first wrestlers that I got followed by. This was just completely unexpected. I didn't know he was sick. And obviously, according to his friend who originally tweeted it out, it was either a stroke or an aneurysm. So it's still listed as an undiagnosed medical condition, but that's what his friend who tweeted out that he passed away said. And a lot of very sad comments. Billy Corgan, of course, who owns NWA. Of course, Aaron Stevens and others had said some things. So, Jeff, sad day, man. It's so sad. And of course, knowing that he has a son, that he's not going to see grow up. And it's just horrible news, man. Horrible news.
Yeah, it's sad. And I mean, obviously, anytime anyone passes, it's just really it's really terrible, especially when they leave children behind.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad. And both characters were amazing. A lot of people, really got to know him as Question Mark, but, Jocephus was great too in what he did in that regard. So, definitely a tough day. Thoughts and prayers out to his family, his friends, all of the NWA family. Because he was, as they say in the business, over like Rover. I mean, the dude was so over, and the pandemic came at such a terrible time for NWA because they were just on their climb up, and COVID just ruined a lot of that. So, but yeah, he was definitely one of the catalysts for them in their success.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, like I said, Jeff and I were part of some streams and stuff when we'd watch NWA. And it was just fun. Like I said, it was just fun to watch. It was only on for an hour. It was a short show. You had a couple of matches. You had a lot of promos, and they had that live studio audience, which really gave it that old school flavor that you don't get because the audience was such a big part of the show. They'd wrestle up into that little crowd, and the crowd would be involved and be kind of yelling at the wrestlers, and and they'd yell back. Nick Aldis would yell back at the fans, and it was just so good. And like Jeff said, he was just amazingly over with this character. Every time he would do one of his chops to someone, the crowd is cheering and stuff like that. And it was it was so much fun. And we couldn't start the show without. I'm gonna hold this up. That's the mask. And obviously we'll hold that for a memory, a memento of that character. And like I said, someday I'll wear it to some sort of party, some sort of Halloween thing that I'll go to. And man, and you just have to go back and remember him, watching the videos and things like that, like some of those clips that Jeff put together before when he was training the students, and just many of the I think the last match he had that we saw was him and Aaron Stevens against the Rock and Roll Express, I believe was in January. So that will be the last match that he will be remembered for. Yes. So that's, rest in peace, obviously. And like Jeff said, thoughts, prayers, and condolences to everyone who knew him. And he will be missed. He will be missed. He was a personality. And a lot of people have said already, wrestlers who knew him said that they made him laugh. Like it was very difficult sometimes being in the ring with him and not breaking up laughing because of the things that he would do. So he was one of those special people who had the ability to create. And Jocephus, that character was almost like a cult leader. He was also on an episode of, oh gosh, Jeff, what's the name of that show? My mind is shot today. The wrestling show that he was on.
Ring.
Yeah. Dark Side of the Ring. He played actually Bruiser Brody in that episode, so he was on that as well. So, Wrestling Lane says I changed my profile picture to a picture of Joseph and changed my name to Question Mark for a few hours in honor of him. I'm still saddened by this. Yeah, I did too. I put my picture up with me wearing that mask, and I changed my name to, I think, Joe Karate. Before we get going with the rest of the show, because we've got a lot to cover news-wise and everything like that, I'm just going to say Karate. And there you go. That's there's my tribute to Joseph and Question Mark. So, all right. Well, let's get on with the show, shall we? Rusty said that news about his passing was shocking. Loved watching the dude. He was awesome and super funny. Yes, he was. Let me say hi real quick to some people, and then we'll get going because we really have a lot of stuff to talk about. Kyle is here. Hello to you. Rusty, hello to you. Sapphire, Jason Peace. DJ B Tazzy is here. Big Boy Dally, hello to you. Who else? We've got J Hub is here. We have got going down, scrolling. Wrestling Lane is here. Sean Rousset is here as well. We have Jason Stauffer is here. We have Gust is in the house. We have Cheese Whiz 2 is here. We have who else? Boy, you guys are talking amongst yourselves there. Delaney O'Terrell is here. Azan is here. Big Dan is here. Big Dan said the character was sort of along the lines, but not entirely similar to Jim Neidhart performing as Who in the 1990s. Yeah, good call. Good call. Chad Schrader. Moda is here. Hello, Moda. C Wrestling says good morning. Hello, C. And Sunny Wolf is here. And I think we had Jesse earlier in the chat. She was up there. Chris is here. Chris is talking food, of course. Pasta fagioli with my niece today, and then made cheesy garlic bread. And after we made banana nut bread with chocolate chips. Of course. Must be Italian day. I had Italian today too. I had stuffed shells. So it must be Italian day out there. So there you go. All right, Marcus Ryan, hello to you. All right, Jeff. So let's get going. We have got a lot to cover. There has been news upon news upon news upon. I have got some breaking news. Yes. Instead of bad news, we'll use breaking news. There you go. EC3. Jeff signs with Ring of Honor. So we did see EC3 in Impact. He had that big match with Moose, that whole big storyline that they did together. And then kind of after that, he disappeared. He went to we saw him in Ring of Honor. We saw some vignettes with him. We saw a couple of matches with him. Didn't really know what was going to happen. Did he kind of split time? Was he going to split time between the two companies? Well, it looks like that's not the case, and he has indeed signed with Ring of Honor. Good to see him there. Obviously, I like the change of character that he has. I like the direction he was going, and Ring of Honor is building himself up. Man, they've got some talent there. Obviously, just getting Danhausen, and now EC3 is in Ring of Honor. So, what did you think about this, Jeff? It really wasn't much of a surprise because we saw him there, but this is good for Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I mean, this is great for Ring of Honor. They've signed quite a few people, and I mean, they're getting very interesting. So, hey, maybe we need to consider checking them out a little bit.
Yeah, that's a great point. And Janelle Jackson, hello to you. If you guys are interested, and we did get a couple of people that have asked, so if you guys are interested, we may consider doing that. They have a pay-per-view the end of March. It's a Saturday. It's the very last week in March. I don't think there's anything else going on. I haven't checked, but it's March 26th. So we may consider streaming it and just kind of getting a look at it. Like I don't know a whole ton about it. I watched that Pure tournament, so I know some of the people that are there, but I don't know a whole heck of a lot about it. So it'll be a learning experience. It'll be something new. So let us know. I did put it out on Twitter, so if it's something you guys would be interested in, let us know. And yeah, we may do it. Sometimes it's good to branch out, good to watch some different new things. And this it looks like it's getting good. So we'll see. There already are some great wrestlers there. And now with EC3 there, I think it's going to get even more interesting. So let us know. But I think that's going to be obviously a great signing for them. And they seem to really be working social media, asking people what they want to see, who they want to see in Ring of Honor. So they're getting the fans involved. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So there's our breaking news. Jeff, what have we got? Yes. Moose on the loose. On Impact this week. Man, this guy just keeps looking more and more and more untouchable every single week. Now, Jake something gave him a run. And obviously he looked good as well, but it just looks like there's no beating him right now. And how is Rich Swann? Obviously they made the match. So it's at the next little mini pay-per-view that they're having. How is Rich Swann going to beat this guy? And man, I don't see how people are going to think that Rich Swann is walking out of that match with his title.
Yeah, I mean, oh my goodness. Moose, again, I keep saying it. He's on a different level. And he's improved so much. And I'm really happy to see him, getting this opportunity. And honestly, I don't think anyone should beat him for quite a while. Because, I mean, what he's done over the last year has been impressive. He's only gotten better. And you gotta put some respect on the man's name.
Yeah, and the thing is, Jeff, boy, oh boy, they can really, when you have a heel that is next to or looks next to unbeatable, kind of like the old days of, when Brock first came around and guys like that, when you have that, boy, can you build up a face to come up and take that guy on, because that guy has got to be, so whoever they're going to choose in that role, that's going to come on and going to take him on or, try to combat him. Man, can you build up some great faces with a great heel. And of course, if you didn't see Impact on Tuesday, they reinstated his title. So that title that he had, the old TNA title, has been reinstated, and it is now an actual title. Scott D'Amore came out. He was holding up the show, and Scott D'Amore came out and said, all right, you want a title match? I'm going to give you a title match. It's going to be for your title, and I'm reinstating the title. So, man, it's going to be – and, yeah, we saw him look amazing in that match when Kenny Omega was there and the Good Brothers and stuff, and he looked great in that match. So it obviously looks like he is going to the top of the ladder and going there very quickly, and looks just like I said, man, just absolutely unbeatable. So I really don't see – I mean, I'm sure Rich Swann will put up a fight as he always does, but, man, I can't see Rich Swann coming away from that match with that title. I just can't. This guy looks unstoppable. So unbelievable, doing an amazing job and getting a lot of recognition, Jeff, a lot of recognition from a lot of wrestling places that you see. A lot of podcasts, a lot of wrestling reports, a lot of dirt sheets are really saying that he has, like you said, come a really long way.
Well, I mean, he should get all of the accolades because he just should.
Yep. Yeah, he's been doing an amazing job in Impact, and really, really cool to watch him growing and see what he's doing. So, all right, man. What have we got next?
So WWE has signed a lot of people, not just these four in the picture.
Do you have the whole list?
I can pull it up.
Yeah, why don't we do that? We knew about Eli Drake, yes, signing to NXT. We knew about Taya Valkyrie. Look, what this looks like to me, and we talked about how Triple H was speaking a little bit back about how they are interested. Now, people kind of took that as being, well, what does he mean? Are they interested in combining, like, with this whole AEW Impact thing and everything like that? I think what it probably meant, now looking back at it, is he's interested in bringing some different people in, some outside talent. Obviously, Eli Drake last seen in NWA. Taya, of course, was seen in Impact. Now they have MSK, who were the Rascals from Impact. So, are they looking now at Impact as a place where they might be bringing some people through? And we have other people who haven't been seen in a while too. Where are they going? Are they going to end up in NXT as well? Were you able to find a list, Jeff?
Yep, I got
Okay.
it. It's Bronson Recksteiner, actually Rick Steiner's son.
Wow. Okay.
Kira Magnan Forster, Sean Ricker, Angela Arnold, Parker Boudreaux, Anthony Henry, Chance Barrow, Teresa Serrano, Christian Brigham, Priscilla Kelly, Drew Casper, Brianna Coda, Christian Hubble, Matrix Belton, Cameron Clay, Joe Areola, Taylor Grotto, Carissa Rivera, and I might have said Blake Christian, but if not, Blake Christian.
Blake Christian, right? Too. Obviously, he was on Impact quite a bit and made an impression in a lot of those little pay-per-views that they had. Was in Genesis as well. Man, they are stacking a deck in NXT. And Tazzy said NXT is loaded now. I'm happy. Yeah, they kind of had to replenish. They're losing some people. Obviously, Rhea Ripley now on the main roster. And yeah, they're gonna lose some people. So they've kind of got to replenish. They've got to get that roster back from the bottom and start bringing these people in. Obviously, MSK already killing it there. So yeah, it looks as if that's what they're doing. I can't wait, Jeff, to see Taya and of course Eli Drake, Blake Christian as well. I can't wait to see what they're going to do. Taya, to me, can get right in there and head like straight to the top of whoever ends up being. Can you imagine if Tony Storm wins? Taya versus Tony Storm, and a feud like that. Oh man, I can't wait. And NXT, yeah, man, NXT last night. I got to watch a lot of it, and man, that Karrion Kross and Escobar match, a great match, and really made Karrion Kross look pretty tremendous, and Escobar looked good too. So NXT, and dude, I absolutely love Cameron Grimes. That thing that he's doing with that Ted DiBiase thing is cracking me up, man. He's making people dribble a ball like Ted DiBiase did, and then he's going to try to do the same thing that he did and kick the ball away, and then he couldn't, and he had to pay the $1,000. I'm like, oh man, he's absolutely killing it. And Dexter Loomis, whoa, they're pushing Dexter Loomis again because man, he looked great against Gargano. So, man, it was a good show yesterday, and they are replenishing their ranks. So, man, it's exciting, Jeff. Man, it's exciting to see these new people getting signed in, and they're probably not done. They'll probably keep bringing more people in.
Yep. They will keep getting people to come in. So.
Absolutely, man. All right. What have we got next?
Man.
Ooh. Near and dear to a lot of the people's in the chat's hearts. Of course, yes, this happened. The Black Ooze. We got everybody was very disappointed, including our own Jody. We got nothing. We got nothing on the pay-per-view. Everybody was expecting the pay-per-view, and man, we got absolutely nothing. So no show for Bray, no show for Alexa. Randy got bounced out of the ring early and out of the match early, and there was nothing. So people were, disappointed afterwards. But look, guys, listen, this is in a way, it's beautiful because we talk about this all the time with long-term storytelling. And boy, is this long-term storytelling. You guys are gonna, here's the thing. When he shows up, everyone is gonna flip. Everyone is gonna flip out. Because you are either not going to expect it, you're not going to know what it is, you're not going to know what he's going to come out like, and everybody's going to flip. Could you imagine? Because now everybody, Jeff, has it in their head he's coming back for WrestleMania, me included. Could you imagine if they wait till SummerSlam? Could you imagine because of how he showed up at SummerSlam the last time? Could you imagine if they wait and start the vignettes around WrestleMania time and he doesn't show up until summer? Like, people are going to be dying. They're going to absolutely be dying. But this is going back to some classic wrestling. They got Papa Shango trending on Twitter, and the reason for it is because of the voodoo stuff that he used to do, where he had the Ultimate Warrior vomiting and black stuff coming out of his mouth, and then they had Mean Gene with black stuff running down his arm. So this is not something we haven't seen. Now, are they using this as voodoo? Who knows? I mean, it could be explained. Obviously, it's some sort of supernatural thing. It could be a sign that he's coming back. But this is super long-term storytelling. You got nothing from Alexa other than a tweet. So Randy came out, this all was him, kind of belching up this black stuff. And that was all you got, other than the announcers kind of like, wow, like what is going on? And then, of course, Alexa saying, Randy, you okay? You okay, bud? Like, what's going on? But Jeff, this is the epitome of long-term storytelling.
Yes. It's a nice throwback to, the days of old when wrestling storylines would take a year or more to build out. And, this current society that we're in is all about instant gratification. Yes, so it's, I want now, I need the payoff now. That's why a lot of people nowadays will read spoilers to a movie before they even go watch it. Because they just have to know.
Joe is guilty. I'm guilty. Yes. Yep. I agree.
So, I mean, yeah, they could very well save him until SummerSlam. And would that piss a lot of people off?
Oh,
absolutely.
You bet it would. You bet it would.
But the circle with him debuting the Fiend, entrance and all at SummerSlam 2019, I think. Yeah. Yeah. And then, I mean, the symmetry would just be ridiculous. So, but a lot of people don't want to hear that. So I won't talk too much. But
I mean, people are just chomping at the bit. I think C made a comment about Bray Wyatt's the only superstar who cannot be on TV for 2 months and still be the most talked about superstar in the show. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, right? Like the anticipation. It's like whenever you saw, when I was a kid, you had and yes, I get the old age jokes, but you had a commercial for Heinz ketchup. Did you ever get a brand new bottle of ketchup? Now they have these squeeze bottles. So it's not like years ago, you used to have the glass bottles and you used to have to sit there and kind of hold it. And you have this nice hamburger sitting in front of you and you're sitting there holding your ketchup bottle and the ketchup bottle is not moving. And then you're pounding it on the back of the bottle and you're trying to get the ketchup out. And their whole theme for their ketchup was anticipation. They had a song, Anticipation, It's Making Me Wait. And that was, look, the payoff to this is going to be outstanding. The payoff is going to be outstanding. I get it, guys. I get it. There's a lot of you who I just can't wait. You just can't wait. But it's going to be like Christmas morning when you were a kid. Maybe I'm going to cough up black blood. But yeah, it's like Christmas morning when, you wake up, you're a younger kid, you're 7, 8 years old. And, you see that big pile of presents. It's the same thing. See? And I'm like Randy. But Butterspark saying Wyatt will be back for WrestleMania for sure. The Fiend laughs in the commercial and the Fiend has appeared in every event that had the laugh track. Maybe we'll say. Well, look, this is what they want to do at this point. This is what WWE wants to do. This is what probably Bray Wyatt wants to do. So this is in their corner. However it's going to play out, man, oh man, we're just going to keep getting the stuff with Alexa. And, it was rumored, whoever the dirt sheet was, I don't even remember who I read that it was, but somebody rumored it back before Royal Rumble that we were going to see Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton at Fastlane. So someone got something right, because it looks like that's where this is headed. And if they end up having that match, obviously it's going to be a cinematic thing of some sort, because I really don't think you'll have, maybe Alexa will be in the ring with Randy at some point in time. I really don't think you'll have a match between them, an intergender match. So it'll probably be some sort of cinematic thing. And does that trigger, and look, once they announce it, everybody's going to say, oh, he's going to be back at Fastlane. Just like we said, oh, he's going to be back in Elimination Chamber. You need to pump the brakes because you're not sure. And now the thing is, no one knows. No one knows. So what I will tell you guys is this, and Jeff, you could tell me if you agree with me. And Jeff brought this up. Enjoy it. Because, and I think Sting Wrestling said this in a video too. Enjoy this, because guys, you're not going to see this again. I can guarantee you that when COVID is over, you can't have this kind of stuff anymore. So you are not going to see this anymore, because at that point, when there's live fans in buildings and they go back to buildings, to arenas, to whatever they're going to do, if they're going to go back to house shows, Bray will be wrestling in all these events. You can't have this cinematic kind of stuff. And you're not going to have it again. So like I said, enjoy this story, because you may never, ever see something like this again. So you're living through something that may never, ever be seen in wrestling again. And Jeff, you can, like I said, I'm sure that, you would probably agree.
Yes, because this is once in a generation stuff. So the last guy managed to make a 30-year career out of it. So with that one character. So
yeah.
Just enjoy the ride.
Yep. Just enjoy it for what it is. Enjoy the anticipation, because the payoff, it will be absolutely amazing and brilliant. Don't be one of those people. And I know most of you guys aren't. I think we pretty much know you guys by now, but don't be one of those people that starts about saying, oh, this sucks and Bray's gone and, he's done. He's leaving WWE. He's not coming back. He's going to WWC. Oh, Freudian slip. Wow. That was a Freudian slip, wasn't it? He's going to AEW. No, he's not. It's guys, look, he's not going anywhere. There is no way Vince McMahon lets that go right now to any place. But yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. This is amazing stuff. So enjoy the ride. All right. Duke says it's okay. AEW is basically WCW. Oh, we might get into that. Look what's next, actually. Look what's next.
We might get. Oh, boy.
Paul White. Look. The big show, Paul White is with AEW. He is joining them both as a talent and as an announcer. He will be announcing their new show with Tony Schiavone on Monday nights, which I believe is at 7:00. AEW Dark something or other. I can't remember the name now off the top of my head. I apologize. But it's a new AEW Dark spin-off show where they're going to be showcasing young talent and talent from the indies. And Paul White will be one of the announcers on that show. So you may have noticed, if you were a fan of his, that his Twitter changed weeks ago. Went from WWE Big Show to Paul White. If you didn't, well, now you know. And so that's probably when this may have all occurred. Rumors, and again, these are only rumors. I have no confirmation of any of this. Rumors were he was not happy with the Randy Orton thing. I heard this from a few friends of mine that do another wrestling thing, that he was not at all happy with the way he was being treated in the back when Randy kind of dissed him in the back in the locker room, which was the last time we saw him. Dark Elevation, Marcus Ryan, thank you. AEW Dark Elevation. But they were saying he wasn't happy with that, and that may have helped to lead to him leaving. So don't know that for sure. And I'm sure not a lot of people will know it for sure. But that was some of the rumor. But Big Show is on his way to AEW to join Sting and to join Jericho and some of the others. So oddly enough, Jeff and I were talking about this before the show started. Shaquille O'Neal will be there. They were setting that up. It was supposed to be Big Show and Shaq. Man, I don't know, man. Look, what's good for the goose, the saying, is good for the gander. Here's the thing, okay? And I'm just going to, I'm going to preface this because some people are going to get mad at me and whatever. I'm going to preface this by saying I am not hating on anyone. You guys, like I always say, and Jeff says, watch what you enjoy what you watch. If it entertains you, fantastic. That's perfectly fine. All I'm going to say is try to be fair, and I'm just going to make 2 points. One, you can't criticize one company for bringing in legends and keeping down talent and not criticize another, because it's the same kind of thing. It's not any different. It's the same kind of thing, right? So you can't, it's not really fair. I mean, you can do whatever it is you want. It's your life and you can do whatever you want to do. But when you look at it that way and look at it from both sides, hi, Lori, by the way, when you look at it from both sides, and you're trying to be fair. Now, you don't have to be fair. Like I said, you don't have to anybody, but you can't look at one side and say, well, you suck because you do this, which a lot of people, hey, listen, we've done it. I've done it myself with the whole Goldberg thing. I've done it myself. I mean, we're bringing Goldberg back all the time. We all make fun of it, but you can't do that and then see this kind of thing happen, and it's almost the same damn thing. They're going right after these older superstars, and they're pulling them from WWE. So you can't do that. Secondly, we talked about this on Impact on Tuesday night. I do not want, and we are hearing more and more about it now. Do not want to hear that Tony Khan has bought Impact Wrestling. Do not. As an Impact fan, that would break my heart. I do not want to see that. I do not want to hear it. I do not hope it happened. And maybe it did. Like I said, there are rumors all abound about it. But I really hope that's not the case. Because I don't see a two-way street. I just don't. I'm not seeing them advertising Impact. I'm not seeing them promote Impact. Sure, they're sending superstars over, but I'm not seeing that. And yes, we have the hot topic up there, so we'll get into that more. But yeah, so that's my 2 cents. Jeff, go ahead, man.
I'm gonna go.
I caught Jeff eating. Sorry, dude. But yeah,
I'm gonna go back to this because I won't get into everything that I'm going to say about AEW. But I'm going to say some stuff because we may have a little debate about this in a little bit. You can't be hypocritical. You cannot be hypocritical and criticize WWE for having a Legends Night and all of that. And then the other company has all these legends that, I mean, they signed a 61-year-old man who has known back issues and flirted with paralysis. I enjoy AEW, but if we're going to be critical of one, let's be critical when other companies also do questionable things. And it's ridiculous to me how, I'll put it like this, and then we'll get into the rest later, because I got a lot that I can say about AEW right now. Take the same person, Paul White, Big Show, whatever you want to call him. He signs to go back to WWE, signs a long-term deal. Let's say he signs the same exact deal he did with AEW. Well, WWE's stupid pouring all that money into the Big Show. He's not going to wrestle again. He's not going to do this. He's not going to do that. AEW does it, and it's the best decision that AEW's ever made, according to very respected journalists. Think about that.
Yep. Someone brought it up. Isn't it ridiculous how much Meltzer and that other turd now love Big Show, but hated him? See, that's cynical. If you are going to do that, if you're going to hate on someone, then fine, then hate on them. But don't all of a sudden when they cross it's almost like it's like you have a war, right? Like you have, I mean, let's go back to the Civil War. You had the North and the South, right? Somebody from the South crossed the line and went to the North. All of a sudden, do you think the North general is going to love that dude? That's not the way it works. So if you're going to hate on someone because of their standing with a company, then you can't turn around the next day and expect that your listeners didn't hear you say that. And now all of a sudden you are their biggest fan. Oh, they went to AEW. Now they're great now. That's not how it works. That's just not how it works. You can't flip on a dime and expect your audience to not notice that, because all they're doing is they're playing on people. They're thinking that, oh, they're not going to remember that I said that. And they're then doing exactly what people accuse Vince McMahon of doing the most. And that is he ignores he's just going to go and he's just going to ignore everything that the fans, he's going to ignore what they say. And he's going to think they're just going to forget about it. Well, that's what these two guys are doing too. So look, that's that again, like Jeff said, that's all I'm going to say about it. You can't just, well, like I said, you can do anything. Anybody can do. It's your life. It's everybody's lives. You guys can do whatever it is you want to do. I'll say it from my standpoint. I can't sit here on a podcast and criticize one person and criticize them for doing something and then not turn around and criticize the other company for doing exactly the same thing. You're doing exactly the same thing. Are the nuances a little different? Maybe, but you're doing exactly the same thing. Big Show's spot. Who's that spot taking that could have been someone else, right? Okay, Sting is mentoring people. If that's what everyone's saying, he's, pushing Darby Allin. Okay, but obviously they're taking spots from someone that could have been brought up as a younger athlete. So that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say, because we can go on and on about forever. But yeah. All right, that's it. So, Jeff, what do we got next?
Well, we kind of talked about it a little bit.
We did. Thoughts on Tony Khan. So this is our hot topic of the week. And obviously it's getting a little warmer up in the Northeast now. We've actually had some melting snow over the past couple of days, which is kind of nice. It was like 50 degrees outside, I think, today. So the snow is melting. We don't necessarily need the fire as much as we did. But the yes, thoughts on Tony Khan report. I told you this has been all over the place. And Jeff, I'm going to let you start because I kind of already spoiled my thoughts on it, but I'll get into it a little bit more. But go ahead, Jeff. You can start with this.
I just don't want it to happen.
Yep.
I mean, there's not a lot that that I need to get into here with this, but if he buys it, it's going to completely change the product. So,
yep. Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's good. Look, Impact was just starting to, at least from when I was watching it. I can't speak for when before Slammiversary last year because I, being honest, didn't watch it. So I, have watched it since Slammiversary, started seeing it get better and better. Love the storylines. I love the things they were doing. I love the characters that they were bringing up. I love the angles that they had going on. And, and I don't want to see that end. And if this is going to be a case where Mr. Khan is going to be the Shane McMahon of WCW, I don't want it to happen, man. Well, I've seen this story before, and I don't want to see it again because I know how it ends. I know how that story ends. History sometimes repeats itself, and it does when we don't learn from it. So learn from history and don't look. He can throw money around. I'm sure he has the money to buy Impact if he wants. Impact is not a very expensive wrestling company. It's not worth a whole ton. And Tony Khan's got the money to buy it if he so desires. That second show that people are mentioning in the chat, yeah, that could be it. But, I mean, they are doing another show now on Monday. So, which, by the way, is at 7 p.m., not at 8 p.m., but okay. So, but they're doing another show. So that could be the other show that he was alluding to. I don't know. But he could buy it. And like Jeff said, I don't want it to happen. I'm a big fan of what Impact is doing. We both are, and that's why we do the show with Tazzy every Tuesday, because we really enjoy it. But I do not want to see that happen because I think it's just going to be bad for Impact, because either they will pick it clean and grab talent from there and start moving them over to their shows, whatever this new show is that they're doing on Mondays, and then Dark, and then the regular show. They'll pick and choose people, and they'll start bringing them over there more and more. And Impact will kind of get the leftovers, or the people that maybe they don't want anymore, over there, and it will become an also-ran show. I could tell you right now, and I don't want to see that happen. I really don't want to see that happen. So Rusty said it could be a positive when Vince inevitably buys AEW. WWE may get Moose Stars, Rosemary, etc. Dude, I just don't want to see it happen. Duke Togo 13. Hello, by the way. Sorry I didn't acknowledge you earlier. I did see you in the chat. Would there be enough room in AEW for promising Impact wrestlers such as Chris Bay, Jake something, Josh Alexander, and Ace Austin? I don't want to see it happen. Let Impact be its own thing. Well, sure. They can certainly fill their roster with guys like that. But the thing is, we saw, again, like I said, we saw this happen in WCW. And the problem is, you're going to have too many wrestlers at a certain point, and you aren't going to get these guys all on TV in a 2-hour show. So, and yeah, can you put them on another show? Yes, but does Dark get watched by everyone that watches Wednesday night? I'm kind of thinking not. And will this other show get the viewership that the other show on Wednesday night gets? I'm thinking not. If that's the case, then some of these guys are going to get buried on another show that may not get watched. So I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it, Jeff. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, Big Dan said another scenario is Impact becomes their NXT. AEW Dark is their NXT, and in my opinion, they don't use it correctly.
Yep.
I mean, let's be honest. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that they could do different. A lot of people don't want to hear that because, and I'll go into this when I talk about AEW in a little bit. You cannot be critical of them because they're perfection. Like, they figured it all out. They can do no wrong. Cannot criticize, because the moment that you do, you're called a impact mark. Or
we were called an impact mark in our chat the other night. Yay! Yes.
It's gonna take a heck of a lot more than that to fire me up. I've been called a lot worse.
Right.
So you get called all of these kinds of things when you're critical of AEW and them signing their 71st legend to their roster, because ratings, right? You can't boost ratings without bringing in legends. But I thought people were very critical of WWE when they did that. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm just misremembering things or just imagining things. And Rusty is really trying to get me to go there.
I saw.
I'm going there. But you know what? At this rate, I would not be surprised at all to see Kevin Sullivan show up in AEW. Or I don't know. Kevin Nash.
I was thinking Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash is a mercenary, man. He's openly admitted it. Kevin Nash will go wherever the money will take him to. Him and his buddy Hall were both like that. Obviously, they have Hogan banned from there. They do not like Hulk Hogan. He is banned from there, but if he weren't, who the hell knows, man? Who the hell knows? Would they be bringing Hulk Hogan in? Would they bring Scott Hall? Would they bring Kevin? I mean, Scott Hall's in poor shape, but I mean, would they bring Kevin Nash? Would they bring some of these other guys in? I mean, who the heck knows? Who the heck knows where this is going to stop? So I don't, I have no idea where this is going to go, but they can bring in a whole ton of people. And if they keep going with this, I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go or where it's going to end. So, all right.
Oh, boy.
Let's go on, shall we?
They're trying, Joe. They're really trying. You know what? This is out of order.
Okay.
But we're going to – let's go
why not? It's our show. We can do things out of order if we feel like it.
Out of order. I mean, let's go into our sell or no sell.
Okay. Sounds good. Ring that bell. Ding, ding. All right. Let's go to sell or no sell. Topic number 1. Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley should become WWE champion. Jeff. Sell or no sell, my friend?
Let me know if you can hear this. I love it.
Yep, I heard it.
For those of you who didn't hear it, here it is again. I love it. I love it. This dude needs to be champion. Plain and simple. What he's done recently has been tremendous, and it just goes to show that the Hurt Business has really elevated Bobby Lashley like any good faction should. So yeah, I'm selling this. I gotta have Bobby Lashley as champ.
It was obvious that when Lashley lost that title that he lost in the chamber, that they were going to do bigger and better things with him. And I think it's time. I mean, look, he's put in his dues. He was doing that Raw Underground stuff for a little while when that was going on. He's been in the Hurt Business now. They have him coming off as this big unstoppable force as well. He just beat Braun Strowman. So, yes, I'm selling this too. I think he should. Yeah, I think he should become WWE champion. Where it's going to go from there, I don't know. I don't think Miz is going to have that belt very long because he could end up winning this thing next Monday unless we get some shenanigans and Miz does something to, I don't know, to make it so that he doesn't lose the title and maybe he'll hold it until Fastlane. I'm not sure. But either way, I think Bobby Lashley goes into WrestleMania with that belt. Now, is Bobby Lashley versus Drew a WrestleMania match? I think so. I think it's a better WrestleMania match than it would have been Sheamus versus Drew. And obviously, it looks like Sheamus kind of got pushed away a little bit. He got pushed out of the picture, it kind of seems like to me. So could it be a triple threat? Sure. Could a guy like Brock Lesnar show up? Sure. He's got beef with both men. So, yeah, he could. So it'll be interesting to see how they do it. But, yes, I do think that Bobby Lashley is deserving of it. How long he'll hold it, I don't know. Because they could be setting this up where Drew might be getting his title back in front of some fans, which everybody kind of said they really wanted him to have that moment at Mania where he got the cheering of the fans and stuff like that. And now that there's going to be some fans there, they may be setting it up to do that. We'll see. But yes, I do think that Bobby Lashley deserves to become champion. Yes. He's at that point in his career right now where I think he does. Yep.
All right.
What is next?
Impact should only focus on their partnership with New Japan.
Yes, sell. Yeah, because I mean, look, just from what we have seen, when we got Finjuice, coming in right into the tag team picture, they look like they're going to be ready to take on the Good Brothers at some point. Yes, if this is, I guess I'm going to word it this way. If this is a separate thing, if this is all working through the whole AEW partnership, then I don't know. I may have to change my answer, but yes, I think they should focus on the New Japan stuff. Like I said, again, I don't see reciprocation. I don't see reciprocation coming from AEW's side. So where is the reciprocation coming? All you're seeing is them being put down by Tony Khan. So, okay, could that be a storyline? Sure. Could he be just playing the heel in the whole thing? Sure. And could we still see something at a big pay-per-view? Sure. But I do think they should focus with New Japan because I just think that it benefits and I'm just looking at it from the standpoint of what benefits Impact. And I just think that benefits Impact more, Jeff.
Agreed. I'm going to sell it.
I love it.
It's a no-brainer at this point for me. I think, if I'm being honest, I think that Impact has already gotten all of the mileage they can out of a partnership with AEW. They got that huge bump when Kenny was around. That was great. They tried to introduce a couple other things with Private Party. That was not so great. So, let this be this part of the relationship. If you do something, as all three companies down the road, sure, why not? But, man, AEW just hasn't reciprocated. So, I mean, not for it to be, down on AEW night, but you need to put Impact over a little bit more than what you have. So,
yeah, I agree. I agree with you, and I think that it just seems like they should focus on what's going to help them. I mean, why wouldn't you as a company? Oh, by the way, in case you think we're banging on everybody else, Scott D'Amore did put down WWE with a really funny comment on Impact this Tuesday. That was classic. He talked about the eye for an eye thing because they were saying they're going to have an eye for an eye match, and then he's like, "Who would do that? Who would be, who would do something so stupid and then make the other guy come back next week and look like he never lost his eye to begin?" I love that. The comment was classic. So if you think we're all just, banging on everybody else, and we're on top of the bandwagon of WWE, that, we laughed at that too. So no, we're not. So look, we're just trying to be fair. Yeah, there was also rumors about Sammy Guevara coming over to Impact as well. Supposedly going to end up taking that X Division title and taking that off to AEW. So don't know. It didn't happen. Sammy didn't go, but they're saying that Sammy didn't go because he didn't want to be involved and didn't want to do it. So I don't know. I don't know. The attractive part of all this is the fact that the Bullet Club is all together, save for Adam Cole, Finn Balor, and AJ. Yeah. Look, dude, like I said, we don't know. We still have Rebellion coming up. We don't know what's going to happen at Rebellion. And so, again, it could all be a storyline that's playing itself out. So we'll have to wait and see. But I just want, as an Impact fan, and obviously we are Impact fans because we do an Impact stream every week. So I just want, as an Impact fan, to see something that is going to benefit Impact. So there you go. All right, Jeff, what is the last one? This is going to be a juicy topic.
Oh, yeah, it is. AW signing Paul White is a good move for the company.
No sell. In the terms I kind of already spoke about this before. If you don't learn from history, you are doomed to repeat it. And I don't know, maybe Mr. Khan didn't learn that saying. I don't know. People get to be billionaires in strange ways. So maybe he never heard that. Maybe he, who knows? I don't know the ethnicity. I don't know what he knows, what he's heard, but maybe he never heard that saying. Yeah, no, look, he's in the twilight of his career. Okay. To say it nicely. I love the Big Show. I love what he brought when he was a young guy, when he brought all that fierceness and that energy to the ring, when he scared the bejesus out of Hulk Hogan, when he came. He's been in the business for a long time. Does he have the intelligence to be in a business? Absolutely. Should he be an announcer? The announcer thing I have no problem with. If that's what he wants to do with his career, and he wants to be and ring announcer, and that's what, not a ring announcer, I'm sorry, a TV announcer, an analyst, then cool, dude, go for it. He's got a good speaking voice. And I think if that's what they were bringing him in for, but that's not all they were bringing him in for. They're bringing him in as a talent as well. So what exactly does that mean? Big Dan's mentioning Captain Insano. Yes. I saw some posts about that. But what does that mean? What is he going to be? In what capacity is he going to be a talent? So is he going to come in and get involved in a storyline somewhere with someone like, I don't know, like Miro, or, some of their other, like Lance Archer, or some of these other guys? Somebody saying ratings. It's obvious. Yeah, it's a name. It's a name. And look, that's the same thing we've accused Vince of doing too. And that's why everyone says Vince is going to bring back, Goldberg for WrestleMania, because it's a name, because it's Goldberg. So I'm not going to rip on the dude. I'm sure he got a hefty amount of money. I'm sure he got a nice contract that he's going to be able to go home and support his family with, and all more power to him. I like Big Show. I always did. But do I think it's a good move? No, because I think they're falling into a very similar trap that we saw happen years ago. And boy, oh boy, you better learn. You better learn from history. That's all I'm going to say. Go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, well, I kind of gave it away earlier, but no sell. It is not a good move. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it's not a terrible move, because he is a name, and, you bring a level of clout to things more so than you already have. This more so goes for the fans, though. This is what my major beef is. You praise it when AEW does it, but you crap on it when WWE does it.
Yep.
What it seems like to me, it seems like people have found a new religion in AEW, and Tony Khan is their savior. Tony Khan can do no wrong, can say no wrong, no matter how ridiculous he looks on Tuesday nights. Can't do anything wrong. Promised us that the women would, flourish on AEW. And they give Shaquille O'Neal a longer segment than most of their women's matches go. But, it's fine. The women just aren't developed enough yet. They just need to become more polished, and then they'll start giving them more time. Bull crap.
Yep.
Don't give me that. Do not give me that. If you don't, agree with me, that's fine. If you're an AEW fan who feels like AEW can do no wrong, hey, more power to you. You live in a very delusional state, because every minute that these guys, these legends are on TV, you're taking away time from the people who could use it.
Yep.
How about people getting themselves over as opposed to relying on tricks and gimmicks? Because if you rely on, and I know, Azan, you're saying they're pushing Jade with Shaq, to be fair. Yeah, true. But what happens when you bring in another wrestler that you're trying to get over? Are we going to keep using celebrities to try to keep getting people over? Or are they going to get themselves over? Because that's how most wrestling works. They don't, every time someone debuts or shows up that not many people know, like, you can't keep using the celebrity trick, because you're going to run out of celebrities. Mm-hmm. And at some point in wrestling, it's about knowing how to get yourself over, because you're not going to have that help in a ring when it comes down to you showing your in-ring skills. So it just doesn't make sense to me. From a business standpoint, it was a good signing. But when fans, just absolutely destroy WWE for doing something and praise it with somebody else, come on. Mm. Come on. And two other things I want to say. Azan is saying it's the same thing with Bad Bunny. Yes and no. But like C Wrestling just said, and I look down so I don't have to say it. Bad Bunny's there every week. He's shown an interest in learning how to wrestle. He's spending time at the PC to learn how to wrestle. So when he goes out there, whenever that is, probably at Mania, he doesn't look like a celebrity who just happens to be at a wrestling event promoting it. He's going to look like a celebrity who found an interest in wrestling and wanted to learn about it to help better his craft. So he respects the people who have done it full time for however many years. The last thing I want to say about this is if you in 2021, if it pops you to think about Big Show and Brian Cage, or Big Show and Lance Archer, you're part of the problem. Because that's no different than Goldberg.
Yep.
You can't be critical of one and not critical of the other. So,
yep.
Yeah, just.
Yeah, and to Jeff's point, look, the whole Bad Bunny thing, you had Pat McAfee too. But Pat McAfee, again, went and trained. Pat McAfee was being trained, and I mean, the dude did a pretty good job. So do you really think, kind of coming out and saying that Shaquille O'Neal is in the gym right now, training like crazy every single – he's not, guys. He's on NBA TNT. He's on the NBA every couple nights. So he's not training. He's doing his TNT show. Now, maybe he's going to the gym and stuff like that in the morning. But look, it's, Shaq is not a spring chicken. Shaq is an older dude. He's not going to come out and do, and do all kind of crazy stuff. So, it's kind of not the same. Those guys are a little bit younger. Bad Bunny's younger. Pat McAfee was a professional athlete, and he's not an old dude either. So it is a little different. But yeah, man, like I said, I said it before, and I'll say it again. You can like whatever you like, and more power to you. Azan, if you are an AEW fan, fantastic. Like I said, I'm just glad you watch wrestling, because that's why we're here. If nobody watched wrestling, we wouldn't be here. So enjoy what you enjoy, dude. If that's really what you want to see, and you are super excited about seeing Big Show and AEW, fantastic. All I'm saying is have a little more of an open mind, and maybe, just maybe, the thing that you criticize about another show, maybe you should kind of take a step back, look at it a little differently, and maybe if you went and actually watched that show, you might not hate it as much as you thought you did. So that's all I'm saying, and we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. So, all right, Jeff, there you go. So there is our sell or no sell. I believe we are done with that segment. What do we have next, my friend? Are we at our favorite moments? Yes, we are. So here we go. This is always fun. We are at our top 3 favorite moments in wrestling of the week. So, Jeff, let's start with what was your number 3, man?
Man, my number 3 moment of the week. EC3 signing with Ring of Honor.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Because for me, he could have very easily said, you know what? I'm going to go to AEW, or I'll stay with Impact. That would have been the easy way. I like this better because it elevates another company and it gets more eyes on that other company. So now, now people are like, ooh, let me go check out Ring of Honor. I haven't seen it in a while. And then, you start to pick up momentum again. And that's where I think they are. So that's my number 3.
All right. My number 3 is, and I'm just going to kind of combine a couple and not different. It's from all the same show, but the Cameron Grimes promo, because it cracked me the hell up, and the Karrion Kross match. I loved both things last night on, and I knew I had a little conversation with Karrion Kross. We were talking about Friday the 13th. So of course, I'm going to have my eye on the Karrion Kross match. But that was, I liked how they did it. It was a little different. I mean, Karrion Kross is going up against a guy who's not necessarily maybe in the same weight class, a little bit smaller, but he always had the advantage because he had 2 guys that were with him all the time. So 3 guys, in essence, were beating on Karrion Kross in a lot of that match. And then Karrion Kross ended up coming out at the end and pretty much destroying all three guys. So they made Karrion Kross look like an absolute beast, and I thought it was good. What Cameron Grimes is doing, dude, hilarious. And look, sometimes you have to go and do these crazy little promos and things like that to get yourself noticed. And apparently Cameron Grimes has a thing with comedy, and what he's doing, and that thing that he did last night with the basketball dribbling was absolutely hilarious. Had a woman dribble the ball and of course tried to kick it away like $1 Million Man did. He's even mentioning DiBiase's name all the time. And of course she dribbled it away from him, and then he had to pay her the money. Then he comes up to another guy and just basically kicks the guy and knocks him down because he didn't want to lose more money. So what he's doing is really funny. I think the guy's got charisma, and I think the guy could be a really big player in NXT at some point. I don't know where he'll get, what spot he'll take exactly, but sometimes a guy who can do that kind of thing and just be comedic can be a big asset to a company. So I think he's already beloved. He's over with fans. Fans love him. And I just think this is going to even get him even more over. I thought that was fantastic. And NXT all in all last night was pretty good. I love the thing also with Dexter Loomis. And who's the woman with Gargano that actually likes Dexter Loomis now? She told him to call her the big, tall woman with the long black hair. I don't know her name. Tazzy. What's her name?
Indy Hartwell.
Yeah, okay, Indy. Yeah. She's looking over at Loomis when Loomis is staring off at Gargano. She looks over at him and she goes like this, and she's call me, like picking up the phone to her. And then later on, when Gargano was kind of yelling at everybody in the back and saying that they screwed up and everything like that, she's like, well, I think he's kind of hot. And I'm like, oh my God, this is fantastic. So NXT was really funny. Indy Hartwell, thank you, Sean, and is on. I think that was fantastic. I love that. And I like the Dexter Loomis character as well. So if they're going to start pushing him now, good for them. So NXT was my number 3. Jeff, what's your number 2?
Man, number two is, honestly, for me, how can it not be NXT? Karrion Kross. I mean, that's all we got to say.
Calynn Corner is a beast, man. He really is.
I mean, he's a beast. He's a beast. And, I mean, what they're doing with Cameron Grimes, like you said, great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Really ready to see them do more with him. So, yeah. And honestly, I'm thinking about a future episode of NXT. That's why I had to put him in number 2 here, because can you imagine these matches that are going to be between Swerve Scott and Blake Christian?
Oh,
or Leon Ruff and Blake Christian. Yeah, it's
it's looking bright there, man. It really is. It's looking bright down there. Don't forget, guys, you have Triple H, right? You have Shawn Michaels. We know that. They're also getting stuff from The Undertaker, guys. They announced that a little bit back. Undertaker is helping them with some writing and things like that. Now, I don't know how involved he is now with COVID and everything out there, but who knows if they're starting to get some input from him, whether it's from home that he's sending them some things or he's talking to some of the other wrestlers and stuff like that. So you're starting to get input from him, maybe as a writer or as a creator. Who better than one of the best, one of the all-time greats doing that kind of thing. So yeah, man. Awesome. NXT was awesome. So yeah, great pick. My number 2, I think maybe I have a comedy theme this week. Johnny Swinger won a match. Johnny Swinger won a match. I really enjoy the comedy stuff that Impact does. I loved Wrestle House. I love what came out of that. And I love how they're keeping these. They have some, they always have something going on. And now they have this Johnny Swinger, this poker thing, this club that he's got. He's got the swinger, the swingettes, the women there with him. He's got they're playing poker. Of course, they're cheating for the house. So Swinger's getting all the money. I think this is fantastic. And then you got guys that aren't necessarily involved in storylines. So you have Chris Sabin and James Storm in there now. You have Rohit showed up this week. So they're taking the people that maybe are not necessarily in storylines and they're sticking them in there to get them airtime. And I love that because they're not just disappearing. They're not just going away. You're seeing these people show up and they're doing things. So I like that. I like when places can get people into things like this so that you don't forget who they are, even though maybe they're not involved in a great storyline right now, but you still get to see them on TV every week, even if it's in this kind of a role, and they all can do the comedy stuff, which I like as well. And Johnny Swinger, Moda says Johnny Swinger should be number one. Please, someone buy me the gold glitter fanny pack. Look, that dude is hilarious. And we may have just seen his one and only win of 2021 because I only remember winning one match in 2020. So we may have seen a milestone for Johnny Swinger and have seen the only match that he's going to win in 2021. Texas-based Raslin fan says, my favorite moment of the week was Miz cashing in. Yeah, big moment. Absolutely big moment in that pay-per-view. Give Swinger a title in 2021, says Azan. Oh, dude, imagine if the Swingman got a title. Imagine that. If Karrion Kross got called up right now, he should win the WWE title at this year's WrestleMania. He still could end up on WrestleMania. We'll see. Don't say Kross because Tazzy will scream and break the rest of his glasses, says Chris. Cameron Grimes, Jeff, and Tazzy and Joe and I are waiting on our free money. Yeah, right. All right, Jeff. What is your number one?
Number one, man, this is tough, but my number one goes to the art of storytelling. And that art I don't think you can point to a better example than what's going on between Randy Orton, Alexa Bliss, and the Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
You'd like to hear some blues.
Yes, okay, we get it. I said that word.
Was that play blues?
No.
Just got a critic.
Yeah, I know. I got a critic. Anyway. It's crazy to me how one person included in that story can carry you from week to week and you're still invested and you're still interested. I mean, it was just a Randy promo, with flashbacks. And yet they found a way to advance the story. That's good storytelling.
Yeah.
And it's a lost art in professional wrestling. So definitely got to give a shout out to what they're doing.
Absolutely. And a fantastic story that's captivating all of us. So someone said it in the chat already, and I'm sorry if I already forgot you calling it out who said it, but someone said it in the chat already. They picked my number one. Spoiler. My number one was, yes, The Miz winning a title. Look, you don't see, a guy like The Miz, everybody, and myself included, I did not see it coming. I thought he was going to go in there and try to do it. And then, of course, when Drew kicked out of the first thing that he tried to pin him with, it kicked out of it. And then, you kind of thought, he's going to lose that briefcase. And I thought that that's what was going to happen. I thought, he's going to come out. He's going to make that deal, whatever he made with MVP. He's going to come out and he's going to end up not winning it anyway. He won it. And look, I was never a big Miz fan, but I was never a big Miz fan because I hate his guts. and he gets paid to make me hate his guts, just as he gets paid to make little girls in the audience frown, who will be forever known as the Miz girl. And they actually interviewed her, by the way, when he won, which was pretty funny. But look, they gave him the title. Is he going to keep it very long? Probably not. But the thing is, they're rewarding a guy who week after week after week comes out, and a lot of times he's the butt of people's jokes. A lot of times he comes out and he does that crazy stuff with Morrison, and they do the Miz TV, and he gets pummeled in Miz TV, and people beat him up, and he's kind of the brunt of everybody's joke. But you know what? They're giving him another championship title reign. And we said this before, guys. We've talked about this with Bray. When everybody went crazy saying, oh my God, Bray only held that belt for how long? And then Roman took it away. He still held it. He still was a title holder. And they can never take that away from you. No matter how many times that you come out and say, well, I've had this belt, 2 times, 3 times. Look, it doesn't matter. You're still a title holder. It doesn't matter how long the Miz holds this. Will he hold it long? Probably not. The most I would say he's going to have it for is probably until Fastlane. But he deserved to have it. He deserved to have another run with it, and I think it was good. Miz plays the heelest of heels, right? He's the slimy guy that's going to bargain and buy his way out of any situation he's going to get himself into. That's just who he is, and he's good for the business. He's been around a long time. He's entertaining. And I think it was just good for them to do that. So that was my number one moment of the week. So Miz winning that was unexpected for me, and I didn't really see it coming. So kudos to them for kind of doing that and pulling a little swerve there with it. So there you go, guys. That is our 3, 2, 1. That is our 3 favorite moments of the week. Saw you guys calling out some of yours. Rusty said I wouldn't take on Cross in a board game, let alone a match. He's a bad man, him. Yeah. And people are saying that it looks like he's turning face. It does. Yes, it does look like they're turning him face. And what about the little clip? What about the little thing we got from Balor on Twitter? Mr. Balor put out a little snippet with the words coup de grace written in blood. And they had his face with black around the eyes and the smile. So it was taken from the Joker thing, from Dark Knight Rises or Dark Knight Returns, that poster that we saw of Heath Ledger with the outlined smile. So they took it from that, but he put that out there, guys. So a lot of times when these guys put things out on Twitter, maybe something's coming, and a lot of people got from that are we getting the demon back at some point? So maybe. I mean, he's taken a lot of beatings now from Adam Cole 2 weeks in a row. That's another thing we didn't even mention about NXT. That little promo that we got at the end with Adam Cole came out, looked like he was really upset about doing what he did, and then just came right out and kicked the crap out of both guys again. So Adam Cole has single-handedly destroyed Undisputed Era. It's done. There's no question about it. And Adam Cole is now a big heel in NXT. So didn't even mention that. But yeah, so great stuff. There you go. And like to do this every week. It's fun. We talk about what we thought was cool, what our mark-out moments were. So, okay, that's pretty much all we've got tonight. It was a long show. It was a big show. We had a lot of stuff to talk about. So it is time, of course, for Calynn Corner, says Kyle Martin. Yes, it is time for some jokes to end our show. Before we do, and Jesse, you can start warming up. But before you do, first of all, make sure that you like the video tonight. Always helps us out as well when you do that. So make sure you drop a like on the stream. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Jeff, we're getting closer, man. I think we're 12 away, 13 away now from the non-PG stream that we promised you, where we'll do an old TNA or Impact pay-per-view watch along, and it will be non-PG, so everybody can kind of let loose a little bit, have a little bit of fun. Chris can do a little bit of crazy, dirty Manscaped ads if he doesn't do that already. I can do some Andrew Dice Clay poetry, which I haven't done in a long time. So, so we're getting there. So make sure that that you subscribe to our channel if you're new. And also, if you aren't, pass the word along. If you know anybody who would like our show, let them know as well. So the rest of this week, we are done. We have no more for you guys the rest of the week. We will be back on Monday with Abby's Window, but I do want to make sure you join Tazzy, obviously. He's got something coming up this Sunday. So it's NXT Throwback Takeover. So he's doing a throwback takeover for it's NXT Takeover Brooklyn. So make sure you join him for that. Of course, that was the one with Sasha Banks and Bayley. And of course, Demon Finn Balor against Kevin Owens. So make sure you join Tazzy on Sunday for that as well. And then, yes, we will be back with Abby's on Monday. And then, of course, we start over our week with Impact on Tuesday night. And then on Thursday, back here with this podcast. So, all right, Jesse, it's all you. Did Jesse say she has 6? Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Moda joke. I hear a lot of bad things about Switzerland, but their flag is a plus. Oh, nice. 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 Joe, I told Tazzy on his podcast today, Snoop Dogg traded his $40,000 card for a rookie basketball card of Kobe Bryant worth $30,000. I told Tazzy Snoop Dogg lost his mind. Well, obviously Snoop Dogg's got the kind of money that he can do that kind of stuff with. But whatever. Here we go. Jesse's warming up. Enjoy SmackDown, obviously, tomorrow night, guys, as well. SmackDown will be the first show after the big pay-per-view. Okay, here we go. Number 1. How do you get 2 whales in a car? Start in England and drive west. Oh, nice. Nice. Sapphire's moment of the week was Chris Bay winning. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I have a feeling we'll be seeing more from Chris Bay. Chris Bay might be one of those guys that I don't know where his contract's at, but he may be another one of those guys that NXT looks to grab. Could very possibly happen. Number 2. And God said to John, "Come forth and you shall be granted eternal life." But John came 5th and received a toaster. Nice. That was funny. That was a good one. See, he's a heckler. He's heckling Jesse. Well, hey, you've made it as a comedian when you get hecklers. That's every famous comedian will tell you that. When you get hecklers, you've made it. So there you go, Jesse. There you go. Wrestling Lane is laughing. Jess, Hayden Garrett, by the way, is here. Hello, Hayden. I've seen you up in the chat too, but we just had so much crazy stuff to talk about tonight. So welcome to the show, Hayden. Nice to see you. All right. Number 3. I think I told this one before, but oh well. What do you call a dog that does magic tricks? A labracadabrador. A labracadabrador. Nice. Oh, very cool. That was funny. I'm not mentioning C's comment that's saved for the non-PG stream. We'll save that for the non-PG stream. Shayna better have pliers next week to pull Raquel's boot out of this. Jeez, Chad. Jeez. Of course, yeah, Asuka losing a tooth. That was another crazy moment from the week. They're talking about that. All right. Number 4. Whiteboards are remarkable. Yes. It's like things that make you go, Nice. Yeah. Clever. Very clever. Moda saying straight fire from Jesse tonight. Oh my goodness. All right, we're waiting on number 5. So yeah, make sure you guys enjoy, of course, like SmackDown tomorrow night. Make sure you enjoy the rest of the wrestling week. SmackDown should be interesting because we'll kind of see what is coming next for Roman Reigns. Will Edge be on the show? All right, here's number 5. I used to think an ocean of soda existed, but it turned out to be a fantasy. Oh, I wonder how many people will know Fanta soda. That's a classic one.
Good.
That's a classic one. How many people even know about Fanta? Fanta was an old style that ended up coming back not that long ago. See wrestling saying, give her time. She's got to Google. C is a critic. C is oh man. He's a heckler. He is heckling Jesse tonight. Look at that. That was good. That was good. Fantasy. Very nice. Rusty said, I was addicted to doing the hokey pokey, but then I turned myself around. Nice. Here's number 6. This is my step ladder. I never knew my real ladder. Oh. Nice. Very nice, Jesse Calynn. Thank you very much. Cheese Whiz is saying, horse walks into a bar. Wait, where is it? Horse walks into a bar. Bartender says, hey, bud, why the long face? Oh, clever. Oh, my goodness. Oh, C says a ladder joke. Jesse's really reaching tonight. Reaching so high she needed a ladder. Oh, look at this. Now the heckler's getting into the act.
Oh,
Tazzy
man.
says Fanta strawberry soda sounds good right now. Yeah, dude, Fanta was good stuff. They made all kinds of crazy flavors. Yeah. Well, there you go, guys. Another episode of The Insiders is about to end. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We really, really appreciate it. If you can learn a lesson from tonight's show, guys, it's this. Enjoy what you want to enjoy. Watch what you like to watch. Have fun doing it. Don't let anybody else tell you what to like or what not to like, and that's not what we're about. We're not doing that. All we're trying to do is pretty much keep it fair and, yeah. So, you kind of have to kind of step back a little bit sometimes and not let your fandom kind of just cloud all of your judgment. So that's all we're saying. So I'm sure we'll get some heat, and that's, hey, what are you going to do? This is our opinion, and, take it and run with it. So that's it, guys. So, yes, again, thank you very much for being here tonight. We hope you enjoyed the show. And, of course, don't forget to watch SmackDown tomorrow. I'm sure you all mostly will be. And then come back and see us on Monday for Abby's Window with Jesse, with Jody, of course, and with my co-host Jeff. So make sure you come and see them on Monday, and then come back and see us on Tuesday for Impact Wrestling. And don't forget to check out Tazzy's show on Sunday as well. All right, guys. Again, as we always say, stay safe. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great rest of your weekend. And we hope to see you all when we are back on. Take care, everybody. And we hope to see you soon.